Hinman docs, Binance, Coinbase, Ripple, XRP. It has been an insane week. Yesterday, the Hinman docs were released, and there's also some very important court decisions regarding Binance and Coinbase. However, because the Hinman docs were released, there were some very interesting things that came out, and these documents could potentially help Coinbase and Binance further their case against the SEC. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, set alerts. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. So a brief overview of the Hinman docs. If you don't know who Hinman is, he was somebody who worked over at the SEC a couple of years ago. And his documents, his speech, even though they're essentially informal, do help bring a better chance for Ripple against the SEC. Because in those documents, Hinman basically indicated that something could essentially start off as a security, but if it comes fully decentralized, it may not be a security in a few years. And this is probably why Hester Peirce introduced the Safety Harbor Act, which of course the SEC didn't pass. Also in the Hinman documents, it was indicated that a lot of these digital assets didn't really satisfy with Howey, meaning that it would cause a lot of confusion to the industry to actually use Howey because those particular laws and regulations were outdated, comparing them to digital assets in 2023. And again, all of the Howey and the SEC laws and regulations were created back in the 30s or 40s, before we had fax machines, printers, ring lights, all of this stuff. Also, there's a term called anti-guidance. Anti-guidance indicates that creates work for the regulator by luring companies into non-compliance. Basically, what the SEC has been doing is anti-compliance. They're refusing to bring any types of laws or regulations into the crypto asset industry. They're basically waiting for people to do something bad and then go after them later. This is unethical, sounds unconstitutional to me, and it sounds very problematic in the United States of America. But because of the terrible actions of the SEC and them using anti-guidance, we're starting to see the tide change when it comes to defining whether crypto assets are securities or not. And we're seeing this in a lot of the cases with the SEC when they're going after Coinbase and Binance. And we're going to talk about this shortly. Also too, remember in the Hinman documents, Hinman reached out to a third party to determine whether Ethereum was a security or not. So basically the SEC isn't even doing their own due diligence or coming up with things themselves. They have to reach out to other people. And this is another reason why Warren Davidson wants to get rid of the tyrannical SEC. SEC currently has one person in charge, Gary Gensler, and he wants to basically remove that position and have a commission of 6 people. This would be good because they can institute other lawmakers from both sides and of course some crypto asset experts to come in and decide whether these assets are securities or not, and also other areas of the industry. Well, we'll see. Lastly, regarding Ripple. Ripple Chief Legal Officer calls for an investigation after the release of the Hinman documents. Basically, the emails that revealed the SEC didn't fall through on the path Hinman opened for allowing some tokens to become classified as securities or tokens, and showed he had indirect approval but no follow-up. And this is a direct issue with the SEC, and this is why it's starting to become very problematic. And a lot of these judges in these other cases, Binance, Coinbase, etc., are getting very frustrated because there's no legal framework for the digital asset industry. Also, there is a video of Gary Gensler from 2018 indicating that Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash are not securities. Again, more problematic behavior, no clear guidelines. Now with Coinbase. Coinbase was supposed to reply, the SEC was supposed to reply to Coinbase, but they went ahead and they asked a judge for 4 more months to reply to this. This is absolutely ridiculous. We all know that the SEC is unjustly going after Coinbase. Coinbase came in about 30 times in 2022 asking for some sort of clarity, some guidelines on what is a security, what isn't security, their business practice, etc., and the SEC refused to do so. Again, more problematic behavior. This is also known as a stalling tactic from the SEC. The reason why they need 4 months is because they have no idea what they're doing. These people are going to be scrambling to come up with some sort of guidance. Also, in the Coinbase case, the Hinman emails are starting to be referenced. The fact that the Hinman emails are being referenced in Coinbase and also the Binance case, which we're going to get to next, is amazing for the industry. It is further going to prove how incompetent the SEC is, and also that they did have time to act and come up with some sort of guidance, but they refused to. Instead, they are practicing anti-guidance and targeting good citizens in the crypto asset industry. The reason why I say that, Gary Gensler met with Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX multiple times and nothing happened. Sam has been one of the biggest scammers in the crypto industry, stealing approximately $9 billion of customer funds. But now let's get into Binance, because this is getting... Yesterday, Binance also met in court with the SEC, and they brought up the Hinman emails. Their attorneys work super fast. This just goes to show how important these emails are. And things are going to get spicy. Okay, so let's talk about the Binance US case. The Binance US responds to fraud, market manipulation, asset safeguarding, and claims that it has made significant efforts to cooperate with the SEC investigation since 2020, which I believe is true. A lot of these companies have reached out to the SEC and trying to do the right thing, but there's been no guidance and they've ignored them. That's not okay. And the judge in this particular case is absolutely frustrated with the SEC. And they encouraged parties to try to come to an agreed compromise order by Thursday. Judge caught on that there was no real emergency, and the judge also slammed the SEC attorneys about the refusal to change their stance on the freeze order. Basically, the SEC wanted to go in and freeze all of Binance US's customers' assets, and the judge is saying, no, we're not going to let you do this. They provided a great compromise, but you don't want to. Again, you guys, there's still a lot of information that's coming out. Thank you all so much for watching the channel. I hope this video helps. Like, comment, subscribe, set alerts, and let's hope that the judges overseeing these cases with the SEC and crypto asset companies are going to side with us, and on top of it, that the brand new legislation gets put through to completely restructure the SEC so we do have some sort of a level playing field and we stop getting the anti-guidance BS. Also do shout out to the XRP community and of course the Squid Girl community.